Hello. Welcome to today's practice that's going to be all focused into your hips, both strength and flexibility. So we're going to kind of do a couple things a little bit differently today. I hope that you find it enjoyable, but most importantly, I hope that you feel amazing after we finish our practice. So what we're going to need is a couple of blocks and a strap, so you can use a belt, a couple of cushions. If you don't have these props at home, no problem, you can make do. So the first thing I'm going to request of you is to just kind of take the phone, put it away if it isn't already, minimize the distractions. If you can close the door, and just do your best to really take this time for you so that you can focus on what's going to get you through this, which is your breath. Okay, so let's start on our backs today. You're going to take your feet to the top of the mat. Have your props with you, specifically your strap right now at the back of the mat. And what you're going to do is just take your hands, lift up out of the waist, and then let's reach the arms straight forward. You're going to lower down just one vertebra at a time, softening your shoulders as they'll tend to creep up. And then once you get down to the mat, you're going to just let your arms rest by your side comfortably. Take your feet out quite wide, so you be generous with that width, and then just let them buckle in towards one another. Make sure that feels comfortable for you. If it's uncomfortable, walk your feet a little bit closer together, and then I want you to just really gently rock your head side to side. And as you just massage the back of the skull, feeling yourself kind of like embedded into the mat a little bit more each time you go back and forth. Just consciously make this decision to soften. When you're ready, settling into the center, maybe even tucking the chin slightly to the chest. Then just take a really big deep breath in with me. And I mean really big, like inhale as much air as you can. And then hold that at the top and see if you could even perhaps take in another little sip of air with it. And then exhale through your mouth. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Deep as you can, fill your belly with your breath. Feel the back body pressing into the mat as you do it, and then hold it. See if you can take in another little sip, and then exhale through your mouth. And just allow yourself to land. Notice that shift that even just a couple of deep breaths can create. Notice how you feel, how your body feels, and then just whatever came to mind there. Just feel really good about the fact that you're doing this for yourself. Your body, your mind, everything is going to thank you for it. So on your next inhale, I want you to just slowly take your time and open the knees, open the eyes, and then walk your feet hips width apart. You're going to reach and grab a hold of your strap, and as you unravel that strap, you're going to wrap it around the arch of your right foot. Now, from here, I want you to just let your arms rest on the ground so that they're not working here, and then you're just going to bend that right knee into kind of like a reverse table, and then extend the leg up. We're just going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, bending into the knee, and then exhale, kicking through that heel. Let's do it one more time. And then this time as you extend the leg, you're going to keep that there. You're going to just consciously drop that right hip a little bit, and you're going to notice that your toes turn out towards the side a little. So then keep the hip down and then just rotate that heel right behind the middle toe, just like we would in standing. And if you can maintain that alignment, you're welcome to just drop that left leg flat onto the mat. And then from here, with every inhale, you're just going to focus on kicking through that heel a little bit more. As you exhale, you may pull on that strap just a little bit deeper, and you're going to breathe and soften through this. You might even close your eyes with me here, and as you kind of spread your toes, just notice the change and the shift. And it's going to demand that you breathe more, but if you don't pay attention, you're going to breathe less. So just really, really work with that breath. We're going to take one more here. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and grab the straps. You're going to grab it with your right hand as close as you can towards the ankle without straining the shoulder or neck. And then left hand is going to press down into the left hip. So you're going to keep that anchor down. And then as you exhale, just slowly let the right leg fall out to the right. And then inhale, bring it back to center. Even let it cross the midline of the body a little bit. And then exhale, we'll do that again. Inhale, bringing it back to center. Now this time, you're gonna allow yourself to hold that position. So really make sure that the left hip, left shoulder, left elbow, everything is staying grounded down. And you're gonna hold here. Now still keeping the action of kicking through your right heel. Spreading the toes. And as you exhale, see if you can just use that strap to kind of pull just a little bit deeper. We'll take one more breath here. And then on your next inhale, you're gonna bring that leg back to center. You're gonna bend your left knee and you're gonna hook your right foot. Don't worry about the strap. You're just gonna release the hands and grab the back of your left leg. And then relax the shoulders down. And then I want you to just really gently rock side to side. It's not going to be a big movement. You're just gonna slowly just play with that a little bit. And then settle into the place that feels the stickiest, and then really work to settle into it. Now both legs are active here. Your right heel is actively pushing into the left knee, and then left knee is actively pushing and pulling, I should say. But you're gonna use your hands just as support, right? So you should be getting just as good of a stretch if you were to release your hands. Let's just take one more here. And then we'll do that. We'll release the hands, grab the strap, and as you release your left foot, kick your right leg up to the sky, and then we'll switch that. Left heel hooks into the strap. I shouldn't say heel, it's more the just under the ball of the foot, and then you're gonna kick through the left heel. We're gonna inhale, bend into the left knee, exhale, and extend the leg up to the sky. And again, inhale, bend into the left knee, and exhale, kick it back up. One more time. This time we're playing with the edge, and we're gonna make sure that everything we do here is breathable. So now drop your left hip. Notice if that came with an external rotation. So bring your toes back to center, and then if you can maintain that, you release your right leg down. And then we're gonna breathe from this position. Maybe you close down the eyes. That always heightens the way that we feel what's happening within our body. Breathe into it. Notice any resistance, not necessarily just in the back of the leg, but even just the resistance to focusing solely on that. Take one more breath here. And then slowly bring both the straps into your left hand. Right hand is going to anchor the right hip down. So feel the right shoulder relax, and on your exhale, let the left leg fall out to the left. And then inhale, slowly bring it back to center. Even allow it to cross the midline of the body a little. And then slowly bring it back out to the left. Inhale, coming back to the center. Let's do that one last time. This time we're gonna hold it out to the side, okay? So find something that's breathable. Actively kicking into that heel, spreading your toes as you anchor that right hip. Notice any clenching, any kind of gripping. Just consciously soften into that space. One more breath. And then you're gonna inhale, slowly bring that leg back to center. We're gonna bend the right knee and then bend the left as you hook the heel above the knee. Interlock your fingers behind the back of the right leg. And then again, just rock really gently side to side and go slower than you want to. Like really give yourself the opportunity to feel when that stretch shifts and you start to find a little bit more intensity. Settle into that. Soften into it. Even notice your shoulders, your neck. Could the muscles in your face relax a little bit more? And just allow yourself one more breath. And release the grip of your hands. This time you can take the strap off. We'll kick the legs straight up towards the sky. Just give them a little bit of a shake and then kind of roll out the ankles a little bit. Go the other direction and then go ahead, hug the knees in towards the chest. And then you'll place your feet down to the ground. Let's curl over onto our side. Take a breath. And then use that top hand to help push yourself up, and let's make our way into a tabletop, shall we? So find the center of the mat, and what I'm going to get you to do actually is take your blocks now towards the top of the mat. Okay, so you're going to have them at their lowest setting. We're going to use them in just a moment. So press through your palms, and then what I want you to do is just rock a little bit side to side, and then start to kind of create a little bit more of a circular motion. Try to really rock through it so that you're hugging the ribs and then you're pulling that belly button to your spine. Let's start to go the other direction now. There is no wrong way to do this. So you're just kind of moving just into those little areas, and do it with a sense of curiosity, right? We're always so linear and patterned with our movement. Like, try something different as you do it. Now, on your next inhale, find your way back into tabletop. We're going to extend that right leg out to the side so that the heel is in line with your knee and the toes face forward. We're going to walk the hands forward, shift the weight forward, and tuck your left toes. We're going to exhale and just slowly shift the weight back. Now find the tips of your fingers if that's available, and then just breathe here. As you lengthen through the sides of your body, I want you to really fill it with your breath. And as you exhale, can you sink the hips a little bit lower? You're going to feel more intensity into the bottom of your left foot and the hip in the inner thigh of your right leg. Let's take one more breath here. And then on your inhale, we're going to slowly shift the weight forward. Now you're going to walk your hands a little more under your shoulders. Take your left foot out to the side so it's like a little kickstand. And then you're going to lift your right leg with control. Place it just to the back of the mat. And then inhale, just reach your right arm up to the sky. Make sure you're not collapsing into that left hand. You're pressing away, using that as a plug-in to draw your left shoulder down your back. And then we're breathing here for one more breath. And then on your inhale, slowly come back to the center and make your way back to your tabletop. Let's go ahead and just flip that left hand. Give that wrist a little bit of a stretch here. And then on your inhale, slowly release. Let's extend the left leg now out to the side. So take a peek. You want that heel in line with your knee, toes facing forward. We'll walk the hands forward. Lean forward enough that you can tuck your right toes, and then go slow as you let the weight come back. And then you just kind of notice that point where your body starts to give you a little feedback and you start to find the breath a little bit labored. And then you consciously breathe deep. Noticing any of the other areas in your body that you can soften. And then just give yourself one more breath here. On your next inhale, you're going to slowly shift the weight forward, and then once again plant your palms more under your shoulders again. So kickstand your right toes to the right, peel the outer of your left foot, and then slowly kick it straight back behind you. On your inhale, you're going to lift that left leg, left foot is down to the ground, and then you're going to reach that left arm up towards the sky. And then you're just going to breathe into that. And what I want you to feel is when you're pressing into the outer edge of that left foot. So it's just like that child's pose we were just taking, that half version. You're going to feel more space in the hip, but it's also going to help you activate the outer edge of your hip a little bit more. So everything lifts you up. Let's take one more deep, full breath. On your next inhale, swing that left arm forward and find your tabletop position again. So now we're going to walk our hands forward, stack the shoulders over top, and we're going to tuck the toes and then lift the hips up into a downward facing dog. Now, bend your knees more first. Try to spread your toes really wide and then just kind of do a really soft little sway side to side with the hips. And then when you do that, you're naturally going to notice the weight shifting between your palms. So now do it with a really consistent press through all 10 fingers. And then settle into the center with the hips. Bend the knees a tiny bit more and see if you can press into your fingertips more from there. Hug the ribs in, and then from that position, start to see how much you can straighten the legs without the weight shifting forward. We really want to make this nice and spacious for the spine. Take one more breath. On your next inhale, you're going to kick your right leg, kick it up towards the sky, take a big breath in, and then you're going to step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Now here's where you're going to grab those blocks. I recommend keeping them at their lowest setting. Now from this position, we're going to find the outer edge of your right foot. So you're going to let the inner edge lift, and then we're going to bend the knee, the left knee, and you're going to bend your elbows. So it's kind of like a chaturanga. And then you're going to plant your right foot flat and then straighten through your arms and your legs. We'll do that a few times. Let's inhale, come forward, let the right knee open, bend into the elbows. So there's a lot going on here. We're also tapping into that upper body strength. And then let's do it one more time. Really good job. And then we're gonna slowly hold this position, breathing deeply here. And you're really pushing with those hands. That's why we want the blocks there if possible, so that you can press and just bring the floor a little closer to you. One more deep breath. And then on your next inhale, lift the left heel. We'll bend into the left knee fully so the knee comes down, and then just open and expand the chest. And then from that position, we'll slowly shift the weight back, slide that right leg back, and then we'll just take our time moving the blocks for a moment, working our way back into our downward facing dog. Now this time, I want you to kind of bend your right knee and then just sway the hips to the right. So this time we're gonna add a little bit of a bend in the knee and see how much deeper we can get into that side body. And then slowly switch. Bend your left knee and sway the hips to the left. And then come back to the center, pressing through both palms, lengthen and lift just a little bit more. And then on your inhale, let's lift the left leg up to the sky. You're gonna slowly step the left foot forward. Take the blocks once again underneath your hands. And then from this position, we're gonna inhale. Now you're gonna bend the back knee, open the left knee, and then bend into both your elbows. As you exhale, you're gonna straighten your left leg as you plant the foot flat and straighten your arms as you push away. Inhale, bending into that back knee, opening the left knee. Exhale, and then straightening through both. One more time. Again, try to really move slow. Feel every little shift, as uncomfortable as it may be. And then we're gonna hold this lengthened position, kind of an odd-like pyramid. Breathe here. And you notice like what your mind does when you have to do something a little bit differently, right? Does it question, am I doing this right? Or why am I doing this? I don't like this. Just notice the inner dialogue. There's so much information in that. And then we just practice the art of coming back to the breath. On your next inhale, we're gonna shift the weight forward, drop the back knee fully. Take a moment to just open the chest, and then shift the weight back as you bring your left knee back. Take the blocks out of the way. And then from here, once again, we'll make our way into our downward facing dog. So you stack your shoulders, find that plank for alignment, and then you lift the hips up. And then we're just gonna take 2 more breaths here. So feel from the hands, this press away from the floor, and feel your tailbone lift a little more from that connection. And then as you exhale, try to feel the heels. Maybe they get a little bit heavier. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. It's not about them touching. Just feel the length. And then on your next inhale, bend the knees. We're gonna step the feet to the top of the mat, hips width apart. Now inhale, hands to shins. You're gonna lengthen your heart forward, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms are gonna reach up towards the sky. Take a nice big deep breath in, and then bring your hands to your heart. So from here, you're gonna bring your hands to your hips. Now here's where we're gonna get a little bit different with the movement. You're gonna lift your left heel first, and what we're gonna do is you're gonna find the inner edge of your right foot. Now, you're gonna lift the left leg up. We're gonna circle it around, and then we're gonna step back into a shorter lunge, so like a 90-90 lunge. Then we're gonna lift it back up and circle it around. And we're gonna do it again. Lifting up, circle back, and down. Now, you might find it's helpful to have your arms up and forward. So this is really great because when we do this, we're not just getting mobility into that left hip, but we're building so much stability into the right hip, okay? So it's a win-win. We're gonna do this a little bit more. Pressing and then lifting back up. Good, one more time. And then we're gonna hold this one, breathing deeply here. So you're gonna feel lots of work into that left thigh. Work the right hip by pushing that right hip back. Take one more deep breath. And then from this position, you're gonna lift that left leg up and through. Now I'm gonna get you to bring your hands to your heart. You're gonna actively open the left knee to the left, and you're gonna bring the sole of the foot either above or below the knee. And we're gonna find our tree pose. So now, all that work that right hip was doing, can you get that same engagement here, and then get the same engagement through the left as you push it open? And then maybe we start to reach the arms up. We're gonna open the arms, and then start to look up. Let your shoulders relax down your back a little bit more. And just notice where you can soften. Take one more breath, feeling that center line of your body lifting up from it. And then on your inhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Lift the left leg. And then you're gonna hinge the weight forward as you kick your left leg straight back. Now breathe deeply here. We're not here long. You're gonna soften your right knee and then step back into a deep lunge. Once you find that position, you're gonna lift yourself up and then sweep the arms up to the sky. Then you're just gonna breathe deeply here. Feeling that back leg. And then you're gonna keep looking. Your right hip's probably getting a little bit tired right now, a little bit of fatigue, right? Notice the dialogue that comes with it, and just breathe through it. We're gonna take one more breath. And then we're gonna actively work into that one more time by bringing your hands down to the ground. And then you're gonna take your right leg back into a plank. Now, first round we had the knee down. You're welcome to continue that. Otherwise, bring your feet together. And then pivot to the outer edge of your right foot. Now here's where I want you to get that hip activation again. Press up, lift, and then left arm's gonna reach up into a side plank. And you're gonna breathe deeply here, hugging the ribs in, feeling that engagement again, and then just lifting up a little bit higher for 3, 2, take one more breath. See if you can lift just a little bit more. And then inhale. We'll find our way back to a hip width stance plank, and then lift the hips up to the sky. Great job with that. Take a big breath in, and a deep sigh out. Inhale here, right leg is gonna lift up to the sky, and we're gonna bend that right knee and just open that up. Now come back to that balance between your left hand and your right. And then on your next inhale, shift the right knee forward, and then untuck the back toes once you drop the back knee. Now, we're gonna inhale here, Open and expand the chest. Really drive down through the pinky side of your right foot. You'll feel that in your hip a lot more. Take a big breath in. And then we're gonna exhale slow, slow, slow. You're gonna notice as the weight comes forward, we tend to lose that press into the outer edge of the foot. So I want you to just keep that really pressing down. And then from that position, you're gonna bring your elbows forward and start to allow your head to get heavy. Now just breathe and soften here. Notice where you're rigid, where you're tense and tight. Knowing that if this feels too much, if there's any element of pain, then you want to come down onto your back and just do that first figure 4 stretch we did after the strap work. Give yourself 2 more breaths. And see if you can use your foundation, your 2 legs, your 2 forearms to just pull your heart forward as you simultaneously gently encourage your right hip back. Breathe into that. And then once you've exhaled out all the air, try to move slow as you just lift your head. Palms are gonna press onto the mat. You're gonna tuck your left toes under, and then you're gonna float back into your down dog. Now you're gonna take a moment to just feel the difference between the right and the left. And then on your next inhale, bend the knees, step the feet once again to the top of the mat, hip width apart. Halfway lift as you breathe in, and exhale, folding right back down. Soft bend into the knees, and the arms are gonna rise high. And then from this position, we're gonna bring the hands to the heart. And then just pause, close your eyes with me for a moment. And again, just pay attention to the difference between the right side of your body and the left. And then on your next inhale, open the eyes, pop the right heel high so you can bring your hands to your hips or reach them forward or even out to the side, whatever's going to enable you to feel a little bit more balance. You're going to lift your right leg. You're going to rotate the right knee open, step your foot back, and find a lunge here. And then slowly bring it out and around and back down. Okay, so you're gonna notice very naturally, you gotta keep my focus, that you favor the outer edge of your left foot, right? So make sure that you're doing your best to anchor through that midline. We'll do this a few more times. So as I just displayed, your eyes are a really, really important, in fact, crucial part of our ability to balance. So if you're looking around, you're just guaranteeing that your body's going to kind of follow that pattern. So you want to find one spot to look at, something that's not moving. And we're going to do this one more time. Try to go slow. It's going to feel a little messy and wobbly. We're going to hold this lunge, just taking a moment to feel all of that, soften into it, and then shift forward. Lift that right leg, this time holding it up as you bring your hands to your heart. We're gonna open the right knee, reach down with that right hand, and find your foot above or below the knee. And then lift up tall. Get that hip engagement through the left side again to lift up. And then as you press into the pinky side of your right foot, you're gonna open that knee more and get that same engagement. Arms reach up. Shoulders are gonna soften down your back, and you're gonna challenge that balance to look up. And you're gonna breathe. You can even soften your gaze a little bit. We'll take one more breath here. And then on your inhale, slowly bring your hands together. Bring them at the front of your chest. Lift your right leg. And then you're gonna open that right knee, step back into your deep lunge this time. So what we're used to, once you find that space, arms are gonna reach up high. You're gonna draw your shoulders down your back. And then from this position, you're gonna sink as low as you can while lifting out a bit. Breathe here. Maybe start to challenge that balance and look up, but dig into your right foot. to lift up a little more, and then really stamp your left foot. It's so easy to just hang out in these positions. Feel that change when you just lift a little bit. Everything works to support that space. One more breath. And then on your next inhale, bring your hands to frame that. Float your left leg back. Now you're gonna either zip the feet together for a full side plank or drop the left knee down. Pivot to the outer edge of your left foot and then press yourself up. Get that hip involved again, and then right arm reaches up to the sky. And you're gonna look up and breathe into that. Just feel that nice long line as you breathe in, and lift a little bit more as you breathe out. Last one here. And then on your next inhale, find your way back into a hip width stance plank and lift your hips up to the sky. Left leg lifts up. Bend the left knee. Resist by pressing your left hand down. So you're really trying to keep that weight balanced between your palms. And then on your next inhale, sweep that left knee through. Untuck the back toes once you drop the knee. And then take a moment. As you wiggle your left foot forward, the goal is not getting your shin parallel to the front edge. It's finding where you can keep your hips square and get that nice deep stretch. You're gonna inhale here, big breath. Open up. And then take your time and bring your elbows down to the ground. Let the head be heavy. And then just calm everything down. And as you focus on this slow, just drippy breath, it's gonna just signal to everything else to just slow down and soften. Give yourself 2 more breaths here. And 1 more like this. On your next inhale, you're gonna lengthen your heart forward. We're gonna place the palms down, and then from this position, tuck your right toes, and one last downward facing dog for today. Take a big breath in, and an even deeper breath out. On your next inhale, drop down to your knees and just swing your feet out to one side. So what we're gonna do is grab your blocks. You can take them towards the back of the mat, and then you're gonna bring the soles of your feet together. You'll be a little more towards the front of the mat here. And then just take a second, soles of the feet are gonna come together. You're gonna kind of rock a little bit, and then just kind of flutter a little bit. And then you're gonna use the hands to pull and lengthen the spine. Draw your shoulders down your back and really lead with your heart. It's gonna make a big difference if you round back. So that's why I want you to really use your hands to lift and lengthen, and then kind of peel the insides of your feet away. And you might just choose to stay here, or you might actually start to walk your hands forward, allowing your head to get heavy here. So with the grip of the fingers, you're gonna kind of pull your heart forward. You're gonna breathe into that, and you're gonna soften into it. Give yourself 1 more breath. On your next inhale, you're gonna roll yourself up. We're gonna just lean back enough to bring the feet flat, and then extend your left leg, but line it up with your right hip. Grab your right leg, rock it a couple of times, and then we're gonna bring it up and over. And then this might be where you stay, or you might lean into the left and come into your full shoelace. So you choose. As you find your way wiggling in between, you're gonna make sure both sit bones are grounded. If the right one is lifting, you're gonna take that left leg straight. Then we're just gonna inhale here. Find those wide fingertip grip here, and then you're just gonna inch it forward. So same thing, think of really lifting out of the waist, anchoring through the pinky sides of your feet. And then when you feel like, oh, okay, that's it, you give yourself just enough space to breathe and relax into this. Allow your head to be heavy. Just soften with every breath. Maybe you can even inch forward a little bit more. Just allow your shoulders to melt. Take one more breath. And then on your inhale, you're going to slowly, gently roll yourself all the way up. Take your hands behind you, and then this time you're going to open up into a wide straddle. So you're going to take your time. You can wiggle your hips a little bit. You're going to keep your toes strongly pulling back. And then you might even actually keep your hands behind your back to help support that length and lift. And if you can maintain it, then you walk your hands forward. But it's not necessary. It's more important to have it so that you're leaning forward rather than rounding back, okay? So then you just take your time, you find your position, and then you breathe. And with every inhale, I want you to just find whatever you can to lengthen a little more. So the arms are reaching forward, but not so much that you're scrunching forward, right? It's like finding that delicate balance. It's like a dance within each breath. You inhale, come from the foundation, create space, and you exhale, you soften and explore. Give yourself one more breath. And then as you inhale, you're going to slowly roll yourself all the way up. You're going to lean back just enough to now take the right leg in line with the left hip. Grab your left leg and rock it a couple of times. So when you feel ready, you're going to pull that up and over, and it lines up closer to your right hip. This side's going to be totally different. So if you find that you bend that right knee and it's just not working on this side, just keep your right leg straight and in line with the left. So it's a little bit diagonal. Take a big breath in. And we just take our time. Inch our way forward. And then you take your time and allow your head to drop when you feel like you've found the depth of the stretch. Maybe you even just kind of add a touch of a head rock just to kind of loosen anything else up. And then when you're ready, take one more deep breath. See if you can explore that space one more. And then inhale slowly, take your time, come all the way up. So from this position, you're going to take your time and plant your feet at the top of the mat, scooch forward if you need to, and then arms are going to reach straight ahead, just like we started. Big breath in, and then you're going to lower yourself down just one vertebra at a time. Soften through your shoulders. And then when you bring your head down, you're going to relax your arms by your side. You're going to bend your knees more and take your feet once again to that wide stance, and then reach your arms out like a T. So keep your shoulders relaxed. And then let's take the right heel and hook the outside of the left knee, and you're going to slowly let the legs draw over to the right. Now, you can use a block under the right knee if you need, or you can just release the grip, the hook of the right heel. If that feels a little too much, we want to feel some sensation, but this is like our wind down time. But in any case, your breath is always the most informative tool in your practice, right? If you can't breathe calmly, it's going to likely require some focus and attention to do so. But with that awareness, if it's not there, you just ease off until it is. Maybe it feels good to let your closed eyes just fall to the left. Wherever you are, just breathe into it. Notice any gripping. And soften. Give yourself one more breath here. And then as you inhale, bring your head back to center. Release the hook of the right heel, and let's bring the legs back to center. Take a breath in, and then just let the knees drop in towards one another. And just notice the sensations, the difference. And then on your next inhale, open the knees up. We'll take the left heel to hook the outside of the right, and then we'll slowly drop the legs over to the left. Now feel your right shoulder melt, and then maybe closed eyes will follow. Again, feel free to support the outer edge of the left knee or just release the hook of the heel. And in this final rinse, let it just be a clearing. Maybe you couple that with a deep sigh breath. And give yourself one more. And then on your next inhale, bringing your head back to center, and then bring your legs back. Now this time what you're going to do is walk your feet together. Grab your blocks from here and then open the knees and just support with the blocks or cushions. The closer to your hips, the more supportive this will be, but I want you to find a supportive position so that you can just rest here for a moment. And then bring your arms by your side, flip your palms up. If you have something to cover your eyes, I highly recommend that. And then I want you to just allow every part of you to melt down for a moment. Come back to that feeling of just celebrating this time that you've taken here today. Come back to taking a moment to appreciate your strong body and your ability to prioritize your health, your well-being. It's really something worth celebrating. So just for a moment, breathe from that lens of appreciating you and the time you've taken here today. And just like we started, let's take another deep, full breath in, deep as you can. And then hold that expansive space, maybe even take in a tiny bit more air if you can. And then exhale, let it all out. And then just gently, you can use your hands to support if that helps, and bring your feet together. Just move those blocks out of your way, and then let's turn over onto our side. Take a breath. And then you help yourself up. Sit up nice and tall. You're going to bring your hands to your heart. Just close your eyes. And then just one more moment to acknowledge yourself for taking this time. And whatever prompted you to press play, I hope that you're feeling really happy that you did, proud of what you've done. and ready for the rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. It's truly just an honor to connect with you and be able to practice in this way. So I hope you're feeling fantastic, and I'll look forward to seeing you again really soon. Take the best care.